Hello, friends. Welcome to Historia Lens. This is a brand new channel. I'm your host, Historia, and today I have a very special episode. But before we dive into the footage, I have just a few disclaimers that I would like to discuss. First, this is my very first video, and the sound is terrible. I am still trying to figure this out. I don't know why it's all muffled and crappy. I don't have a lot of money to buy new equipment. And I tried to fix it. I tried to change it around and it just doesn't sound very good. I think that the footage really makes up for it. And I hope that you enjoy it, even though the audio is kind of bad. Second, I have uncovered some new information since taking this footage 2 days ago on July 5th, 2025. And thank you to Daniel Buxton for providing me this information. I really, really appreciate it. So first things first, the cemetery was uncovered in the early 1970s during the expansion of Highway 245. They uncovered a small, overgrown graveyard on Bernheim Forest land. Bernheim Forest is a forest that's just south of Louisville, south of Jefferson County, and it's near the old Jim Beam distillery site. The New Roads path did cut straight through the cemetery. Effort was made to find the family members, but no one came forward. So after a bit, in March 1971, Kentucky Highway Department, Kentucky Historic Society, and Bernheim Forest collaborated to move the graves out of the path of the road. To me, they could have just moved the road, but I don't know. I am an engineer, but I'm not a civil engineer, so obviously there was some reason why they had to disturb these graves. Anyway, on the video, you hear me make a few suggestions about who these people could be, but historians propose a few different options. So first, it could be railroad workers from 1850s cholera. The second would be Union soldiers. We do know that Union soldiers were camped on this property during the Civil War. Another one is a Chinese family, and the reason they say that is because locals called it the Old Coulee Cemetery. Coulee, by the way, being a very derogatory and racist word, but I think it's possible that it could actually still be railroad workers because a lot of Chinese people did work on the railroad. So it could be railroad workers and not a family. But anyway, also another option is enslaved people. There were enslaved people who were owned by the Stoner family who owned that property. Buxton favors the Union soldier origin just because of the fact that Union soldiers did have a camp right near that graveyard. So again, in the following footage, there may be a few inconsistencies to the new information I've uncovered, but it's still very enjoyable. I will be uploading similar videos regularly. By day, I work in tech, but by night, I dig up forgotten history. And if that sounds like something you're into, hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. But without much further ado, enjoy this episode of Historia Lens, Bullitt County Mystery Cemetery. Thank you very much.
Here I am in Bullitt County, Kentucky, at the Mystery Cemetery, taking some video, doing a little exploration. First things first, I really want to show you all something really cool. Just kind of as a tip, I guess there is no marker for this cemetery. So you just kind of have to know the coordinates. So I pulled to the side of the road, and as you can see here, there is a yellow tie. When you get into urban exploring, if you decide to get into urban exploring, rural exploring, history exploring, look for clues like this. People leave stuff like this around. They may have loved ones buried here. They may want to come back and visit, and they leave these markings. Another sign that there's people here is right there. There is a kind of a makeshift bridge. I am going to definitely get some ticks today. I am underdressed for this excursion, and I forgot to bring bug spray. Ugh. Oh my god. Okay, y'all. I am a city girl, and there are all kinds of motherfucking bugs here. So, you know what? I am much more used to urban exploration, where what I gotta deal with is crackheads and fucking homeless or houseless people, or accidentally, rather, running into somebody's house, I should say. And I keep getting hit with bugs. I think I saw a horsefly, which I'm terrified of. And I am about to get eaten alive by fucking ticks. So I'm not excited about this. All right, here we go. I'm going to turn this back around. And I don't even know really for sure if we're going to find anything. I do know that they found mass grave here. Oh, and here we go. Here's the sign. Here's the marker. So here's the marker. It is well off the beaten path. It was placed here in 1971. I couldn't find any record about who rediscovered the cemetery, although I'm doing more research on the matter. If you have any information, please comment below. I would love to find out who found this mass grave, or was it just common knowledge throughout the eras, throughout the decade? This is an area off the beaten path for sure. All right, here we go. Let's do a little exploring. From what I understand, there are markers, although there are no headstones, but we'll see what we have. Well, this looks promising. A sidewalk. I wonder if this is part... Oh, here we go. Here's the cemetery. So again, from what I understand, this was put together by the Bullitt County Historic Society in 1971. This is a place you can feel the souls resting here. You can feel almost, if you're a superstitious person or a spiritual person like I am, you can feel the spirits of these unknown people. Ladies and gentlemen, this is definitely a very spiritual place. Clearing headstones, because the long and short of it is, within a few hundred years, maybe 500 years, if you're lucky and you are some sort of emperor, you may be known for a few thousand, nobody is going to know who you are. And our connection to our past and our future comes from, in my perspective, the reverence and respect that we have for the dead, and a little bit concern. I don't know, there appears to be a headstone missing, so I don't know if it's missing if the loved one had already been moved, because it starts with number 2. There is a marker here. I don't know if that's the intention to be number 1. But it appears, it looks to me like that would be where number 1 is, and I couldn't find it. I dug. Thank you for allowing me to visit. And although your graves are unmarked, you are known. Just a beautiful, beautiful, reverent place. Who were these people? How were they discovered? What lives did they lead? Did their mothers look for them, wonder what happened to them? A lot of times it's hard to realize that if your son or daughter went off to work, especially on a different continent or a different country, you would never see them again. If you enjoyed what you saw today, and you are interested in history, please, please, please subscribe to my channel. We are going to be doing an entire series on cholera in Louisville, Kentucky, and in Kentucky at large, and how the water system in Kentucky and the technology and technological advancements of water treatment and sanitation have improved the lives of people in Kentucky and all over the world. We are going to be looking into the history of how cholera moved downriver, the people, the experiences of the survivors and those who passed away from cholera. So if you are interested in that, if that seems like anything you'd like to learn more about or follow me on this journey, please subscribe. Again, this is Historia, and my channel is Historia Lens, spelled with an E, because, well, frankly, Historia Lens without an E was taken, but we do things a little bit differently around here in these parts. So please give me a follow, give me a like. I would love to hear your comments and thoughts. And especially if you're from Bullitt County, I would love to hear more about history. I am trying to get as much of this documented as possible.
Railroad workers, railroad workers. El tren and railroad